What's going on, people? My name is Mordzs, and we are here ahead of the game in the ENBL against Tindastoll. I'm here with Broxsie, the assistant coach for Manchester Basketball. I mean, first of all, what's the travelling been like? I mean, it's been a long journey.
I know, right? Like, honestly, like, you know, I've been through a lot of this type of stuff, but this is kind of different. Like, you know, you're traveling through, you know, airports, you're traveling through mountains. You know, it's almost like plane, trains, and automobiles around here, right? But anyway, we got here. You know, we got here safe and sound. We're ready to play. So, I mean, you can't complain. It's an opportunity to be in Iceland. Like, how many times you get an opportunity to come to Iceland? So
part of the job.
I mean, it's part of the job. And you know, it's like I got people saying, "Man, I wish I can go to Iceland," and all this stuff. So, I mean, you
can't complain.
Yeah, you can't complain.
Yeah, and I mean, look, for you, someone who, again, you've played across Europe, you've obviously played in America as well. What are some of the things that kind of helped you when it comes to all the traveling and playing in these different countries? What are some of the things that you've kind of learned and developed over your obviously, very, very long career?
Oh, one of the things I really developed was being open-minded about things and not letting things just bother me. Like the little things don't bother me. The big things don't. I just try to understand them as they come. Because, you know, things happen. Like, you know, like you're going to find yourself in Iceland. You might, you know, find yourself in Greenland. Who knows? Who knows where you may find yourself. But one of the things you have to do is just be open-minded about the whole thing and enjoy it. Like, I talk about enjoying things as you go and things like that. Like, but it's a real thing, like enjoyment and trying to, like, be in the moment. Like, it's a good thing because you get to go back and look at that moment and be like, oh, shoot, like, I did that.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit about your experience in coaching. Now, you obviously have coached in the NBA as an assistant coach. Speak a little bit on that, the teams that you coach for, and some of the major differences that you've noticed, coaching at that level.
Well, I mean, you know, the talent level, of course, is a lot different. You know, but like the traveling and everything is, you know, you're all over the place, right? So you're playing all these games and they're always coming. They're always coming. So you always have to be prepared for the next one. And you know, like you saw the start of the preseason right now. It's just like it's about everybody's hitting the floor running. So like that to me is like the hardest thing to really like navigate is, you know, that constant time.
Always on the go.
You know, the team that we always made the playoffs. So it was always until May, April, and you're talking about 10 months of just basketball. So to me, that is very tiring, but it's very, very rewarding.
Yeah, and I want you to touch a little bit on the main differences that you've noticed from that. I mean, everyone, you know, you obviously coaching professional basketball now, but there's professional and there's NBA level. So what are the things that you've noticed from coaching with NBA players compared to obviously this professional level in England?
Well, you know, like you talk about athleticism, you're talking about people that are, you know, you're talking about my size playing guard. You know, you're talking about that's what you're talking about. Like KD is my size and he's playing guard. You know, you talk about people that's very, very high level. You know, thinkers. It's like Europe, they're very, very high level in the way they attack different things. NBA players can get away with a lot of things that they don't have to like tactfully like go after. You know, like because you know you just have the size. You know, but here in Europe, you know, you have some people with size, but a lot of people got brains here. Like
IQ,
they got high IQ type basketball, you know, plays, and they're making them because they don't have the speed. A lot of them don't have the speed. They don't have the athleticism, so they have to compensate with something else. And when they're playing together and that ball is popping, like that's hard. That's hard to defend. I mean, you just take France and United States. That was a hell of a game at the end. Like Stephen Curry had to hit like shots to pull USA out of there.
Yeah, you're right. Look, I want to also talk a little bit about the game today. Obviously, it's another European game in the ENBL, and hopefully, obviously, Manchester can go really far in this competition. But what do you feel like will be the main thing that will take Manchester over that next hurdle to go further in the ENBL?
We talk about that, like them being able to play together. Like, not being good individuals, but a good team. Like that's the thing. Don't be great individuals on the court. Be the best team on the court. That's one of the things. Like they have to learn how to understand, and they have to be the best team on the court every night. Play the best defense. You know, share the game with each other. Like that's what we try to teach each other here. Like I want them to, like Matt wants them to understand, hey, look, we know you guys can play, but we got to get you guys to play together. So like defending us will be very, very hard if we're doing it together. And that's the thing that we really, really want to like emphasize.
Yeah, and speaking of some of the games that Manchester Basketball have played, a lot of them have kind of gone to the wire. They've gone into the fourth quarter where they've had to like claw themselves back and get back into the game. What are some of the things that you've spoke to the team? Maybe in a timeout or at halftime, which have kind of got them over the line. What are some of the things that you've put into this team and instilled into them to make them have that energy at the end of the game to eventually go and win?
Well, most of the stuff, like, they have to understand the sacrifice because we have, like, 9 to 10 guys that are pretty darn good. And, like, 9 to 10 guys aren't going to play 40 minutes. And they have to understand, like, when they come off the bench, they have to come off the bench ready to go, smoking. Like, they got to get going from the start. And, like, that gives us a big advantage when you have guys that are willing to sacrifice that. And like, you ask that question, like, sacrifice is a big thing. Like, they have to understand how to sacrifice a little bit of themselves for a lot of the team. And like, it's an easy thing to talk about, but it's a even harder thing to do.
Well, I don't know, I love that insight, and hopefully they can get the win today and go further in the ENBL and obviously in the domestic leagues as well. But look, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you back at the commentary box.
Hello and welcome to Söderkross, Iceland for tonight's ENBL basketball matchup between Tindastoll and Manchester. Both teams have won 2 out of the last 3 games in the competition and will be looking to keep pace with the league leaders. We're at the Siki Arena where last time the atmosphere was tremendous. I'm Rob Paternostro, and I'm happy to be joined by former Leicester Riders star Anthony Rowe. And Anthony, both teams off to a good start in the competition.
Still really early in the ENBL season, but of course both of these two teams will want to work their way up that league table. You have to feel that the home court advantage goes to Tindastoll. However, Manchester will be travelling here today looking to cause an upset.
Last time Manchester played in this competition, they defeated Brussels 79-66. And we could take a look at the highlights now.
Gotta get something on my chest real quick. Oh, yeah! If anybody needs this to win, it's us. Yes, us. Okay? We've been going through it. When we face adversity, we come on the road, we take care of business. Game was in the lane. We on the 3-point line, ready to cut. Right?
Man, we throw it off the backboard.
Right?
Family on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Well, not many better feelings than a great road win in that locker room after. Kayem Cleary, 21 points in that game. Max Jones, 14 points. Zach Irvin, the double-double, 18 points, 10 rebounds. But unfortunately for Manchester, Zach Irvin out tonight with a hamstring injury, and that's a big loss for Manchester.
It's huge. Not only do you have to take into consideration the production you lose from that, but he's their team captain. He's their leader. I think he leads them from the defensive end as well as the offensive end. He's a high disciplined player as well that gets good, intelligent, high percentage shots that are on the rim. He will be sorely missed here this evening.
Defensive player, like you say. He is a guy that they look to cover many different types of players, and this Tindastoll team has really shown their offensive prowess both domestically and in this competition. They did lose their last game out, 95-65 to Opava. Opava dominated that game from start to finish. They only shot 8 for 35 from 3, but the last time they played at home against Gimle, well, they put 125 points on the board, an ENBL record, and they also had 19 made threes in that game. So there's no doubt what's on the scouting report tonight for Manchester.
It has to be high on the scouting list, and that is to prevent three-point shots. When you have a team that scores 19 three-pointers in one game, not only are they good shooters, but they're getting good quality looks. This is a team that likes to play fast basketball. They penetrate, they hit the open man, make the extra pass, and Manchester have to do a collective effort defensively to run some of those sharpshooters off the line.
Yeah, no doubt. When you watch them play Tindastoll, they push it up the floor. Great spacing, and definitely the great home crowd that we referenced before. And this is a town that only has 2,619 in the town. And last time out in their ENBL game, they had close to 800 fans in attendance. So cold outside, they know where to go in the wintertime, and that's to watch basketball.
We know where the party's at in that city.
Well, it'd be nice to hear the crowd tonight. Not a huge place, but, you know, you play in these smaller environments. They're right on top of the floor. And they had the band going last time with the songs. There you see the starting lineup for Manchester: Smith Jones, Asaboyan, Cleary, and Kane Henry. Real athletic starting five.
Yeah, that's right. You're going to get that from Asaboyan inside, but then also look for Kyan Cleary to knock down those threes.
And there you see their bench. Nicholson, the big 7-footer, who started a lot this season, now coming off the bench. Look out for Jordan Johnson as well. He could really fill it up.
Yeah, exciting guard, quick play, can shoot the basketball, but also has that first quick step to get to the rim.
Well, Tindastoll averaging 91 points per game in this competition, and domestically they're up to around 98 as well. Here's their starting lineup: the American Basil, Taiwo Badmas, Davis Gex, Adamus Drungailis, and Ragnar Augustin for this starting lineup.
Yeah, a lot of different variety of offense there. And even when you look at the big men, they typically set a pick and pop, meaning that after they screen, they look to hit that three.
Gavrilovic will be coming off the bench for them tonight. He is their leading scorer in the ENBL, 17.7 points a game, 8 rebounds as well, 3 offensive. So some scoring power off the bench. Yeah,
he obviously does a lot of his work there on both ends of the floor. So, you know, they'll be looking to bring some production there off the bench and cause Manchester trouble.
When you look at Manchester and you look domestically, they've lost their last 2 in domestic play. They lost to Caledonia, 62 points on the board they put up. They lost to Cheshire on Friday, 77 points. But they've struggled from three-point range. 9 for their last 50 from three-point range in domestic basketball. They're going to have to take that up another level tonight.
They are, and it's not just a simple case of shooting the ball better. I think it's getting better quality looks, and that could mean, you know, penetration, extra pass. I think very similar to their counterparts here in Tindastoll here. They're going to have to get good quality looks on the perimeter.
Well, speaking to Matthew Picton, as you can see over the shoulder of head coach Matthew Otten, they were really concerned about the three-point shot. They want to get them off the three-point line and force them into tough twos. They know how dangerous they could be from distance, and especially in this arena.
Yeah, and they've got a couple big bodies in there as well. Of course, when you shoot a lot of threes, there's a lot of long rebounds as well. So Manchester are going to have to be conscious there of making sure that they win the battle of the boards.
Tindastoll's head coach Arnar Johnson started his head coaching career in Denmark, 2015-2017. He was a national team coach for Iceland as well. And he's very animated on the sidelines, kind of like their crowd. watching the last couple games. Certainly gets into the game. It'll be fun to watch him tonight. Just about ready to get underway. Manchester with the long trip up to Iceland. And if you follow social media, you can see some tremendous pictures that were coming out of the Manchester team last night. The Northern Lights were visible. You play basketball, it's a job, but it's awesome to be able to get to see places that you probably never go to.
The ironic thing as well, people make multiple trips to see those Northern Lights and never get it done. Here in Manchester Basketball, go there on a business trip away and get to see it straight away. It's good luck on their side, Coach.
Let's see. And the ball is up, and we're underway in Iceland. Basil with the basketball. Houston, Texas he's from. And in the Iceland League for a while. 18-6 last season. Very good quick guard. We'll be saying his name a lot tonight. Badmus will take the ball out of bounds. He was born in London. He's played for the Irish national team as well. Athletic player. Here's Basil. Drives to the hoop. Puts it up. And that's good.
Wow, very simple line drive there off that flush screen. Basil getting all the way to the rim. Very limited internal resistance there from Manchester.
Max Jones now with the ball. Over to Henry. They run this play a lot. Kyan Clary, pull-up jumper is good.
Good looking play as well. Simple down screen there. And Kyan Clary's a guy, catch and shoot, likes to shoot off that curl.
2-2, just underway. Manchester picking up the pressure on defense. There's Badmus, and he's fouled by Henry. When you look at the matchups defensively for Manchester, it's always interesting to see who Henry has, because that's who they feel is the danger man, and he's at Badmus today.
Yeah, and he's one of these guys too. He's long, he's mobile, he's athletic, can guard a number of different positions on the floor.
There's Badmus, drives left, spins, good pass. Jumper won't go down, and Manchester come up the other way. Here's Jones. To the corner, three-point shot on the way, and that's good. Great pass by Jones, and Smith knocks it down.
Great look there, and you see Smith in the corner, ready, locked and loaded for the finish.
And there's Basil, who tacks right away to the basket. We've seen him twice get in the paint and finish.
And that's not what you want if you're a basketball fan. Basil, probably one of the most dangerous players on court. He's had a really good start to this game.
Henry. Over to Cleary. 9 on the clock. Here's Cleary. Saboyan to Cleary. 3 on the clock. He's going to have to get it up. Left-handed runner is good.
Such a difficult shot there. And Cleary driving hard with her right, but then extending with his left. Soft off the glass. Nice finish.
Tindastoll push it up the court quickly. Manchester, good transition defense after that. Here's Basil, shaking, baking, pull-up jumper. And that's good. And Dedrick Basil comes out on fire.
Wow. Well, talk about confidence. You see him size up the defender there, ball through the legs. Jump shot as smooth as it comes.
He's 3 for 3. Jones lets it fly. In and out. Rebound Badness. Badness gets the screen. And Guileless. Augustin. Little float shot is good from Augustin.
Augustin just flashes there at the right time. Defense caught sleeping. He has the easiest of shots there.
That's Ragnar Augustin, 12.7 rebounds. He's 15 of 22 now in the competition. Shooting the ball really well, really efficient. Under 10 again now, down to 6. Asaboyan's going to have to do something. Drives right to the basket, and that's good.
Well, Asaboyan, you'll notice his presence. Athletic, long, big man inside, but he's a guy who likes to distribute the ball to his teammates as well as score.
Asaboyan is going to be called for the foul underneath the basket. Badmus with quick penetration. Badmus and Basil do a really good job of going downhill towards the basket. There's Badmus. He played for the Irish national team before. Went to high school in London. 2 titles in Iceland. Started his pro career in Spain. Real exciting player. A lot of highlight plays throughout his career.
And he'll have that hidden motivation today as well. It's always, you always want to show out against a British team just because that's where you're from. And even though you're not playing there domestically, you'll want to show, the British fan base what you can do.
There's Jones with a quick drive, and he draws the foul. I think that's going to be on the floor. 9-9 here. More than 3 minutes gone by in ENBL action in Iceland. Saboyan over to Smith. Cleary one-on-one. Jabs, jumper, and that's good. Kayim Cleary with the mid-range J.
There's correlation between making early baskets and confidence. Cleary now with 6 points personal. He's off to a hot start.
Basil splits the trap. Good pass inside. Ball kicked back out. X3, and that's good. Good ball movement from Tindastoll.
And that is an excellent quality 3 there. Penetration, get the defense to suck in, and Gex steps into that one and knocks it down.
Jones, quick trigger from 3. That's off. Badmus with the rebound. Picked up by Cleary. He's going to be called for the foul.
Good energy there from Cleary, but I don't like that foul. I think he's someone that they're going to want to preserve him on a defensive end, especially fouls, just due to his offensive production. At this moment in time, Cleary looks like someone who is ready for the moment here this evening.
13 foul on Manchester. Basil with the ball. 3 field goals are ready for Basil. With the ball screen. Kicks it off to Gex. That's short. Manchester comes back with the rebound. There's Jones. Cleary now in the corner. He's going to let it fly. And that's off. Jones does a good job with the rebound. Fades away. And that's good. Max Jones for 2.
Wow, not typically his game there. Usually it's breaking down or cutting or slashing to the rim, but excellent work on the boards from Jones there.
There's another 3 fired up. Rilovich just checked in the game. Little spin move, puts it up for 2.
Wow, well, he's their leading scorer and rebounder in ENBL competition, and straight off the bench already able to make an impact in this game.
Ivan Gavrilovic, the 6'8" player from Serbia, immediately checks into the game and scores. PJ Smith goes left, pull-up jumper, that's way off. Comes Basil, tries to find Gavrilovic, but Gavrilovic had his head turned, and that's out of bounds.
You can see that Tindastoll wants to play fast. You see them pushing the basketball. On that occasion, it was too fast, but that's going to be a sort of a casualty of playing this type of basketball. You're going to allow some errors or some turnovers there, but they want maximum possessions, more possessions.
Both teams make some substitution. Here's Basil with a steal of Johnson right away, and Basil takes it in. He stole the ball and finished for 2.
Talk about rectifying your errors. Turns the ball over moments before and then just takes it off the opposing player and lays it up.
Johnson really having trouble with Basil's pressure. It's crazy in the game now. Cleary, pull-up jumper. That's off. Nicholson, who just checked in, tries to get to the offensive rebound, can't. And here comes that man Basil again. Spins, drives to the hoop, blocked by Nicholson.
Good help there from Nicholson. You see how crafty Basil is there. Crossover spin, and then he's met by the 7-foot center inside, and Nicholson bats that one out of bounds.
16-13 Tindastoll. 4:12 to go here in the first. There's the inbound to Bjornsson. He's checked into the game. Gavrilovic, 10 on the clock. Drives left, goes by Nicholson and scores. And Gavrilovic with some quickness from the top.
Well, you can see why he averages 17.7 points per game. Catches the ball from outside off the dribble past the bigger defender. Nice finish inside.
Jones in the post. Turnaround shot is good. And Max Jones with some real good position inside.
Yeah, good start for Max Jones. He looks active there. 4 points for him now, personal. Right
to the basket, and that is going to be a foul on Cleary. Gex just ripped right here. And you see Cleary reached down, bumped him with the body. And I think that's going to be number 2 on Cleary.
And that's where that first foul in the full court hurts them. Otten has to make a decision now of what to roll the dice. How much now does Kyan Cleary have to sit out?
Gex, 2 free throws for Tindastoll. Hits the first one. Davis Gex, 10 points per game, 30 years old, out of Latvia. Veteran presence for Tindastoll.
A good start for him as well, personally. It takes him to 5 points. He hit that 3-pointer early, which means the defense have to be honest against him.
Manchester now with Jones. Around the back. Kyle Carey, who's checked in. Added to Kazi. Misses the 3. Here comes Basil. Up the floor with the lob to Gavrilovic, and he throws it down.
And it's all from the pushing of the basketball from Basil. In a matter of seconds, the ball's at the other end of the floor. What a finish there from the running big man.
That was a great lob from Basil and Gavrilovic. We talked about him in the pregame, making his presence known early. His ability to drive to the basket and finish, and there it is. Wow, throw it down.
That's what you want. Your point guard pushing the basketball and your big guy running the floor.
Tindastoll, a hot start. 8 for 12 from the field so far. That's 66% shooting. Actually, I have them now for 9 for 13. 69% shooting. Manchester, on the other hand, 7 for 13, so shooting the ball well, but still the struggles from 3 continue for Manchester. We talked about that in the opening. They're 1 for 5 to start the game.
Yeah, you see a difference as well in styles. You see Tindastoll really trying to push the basketball, get good quality looks, and you can't help but feel Manchester's had a couple trips there where it's off the dribble, jump shot, contested.
Dedrick Basil, 8 points personal to start the game. Gavrilovic in 3 minutes has 6 points. Checking into game now is Augustusson. Basil will take a seat on the bench. They continue to put this pressure on Johnson coming up the floor. See what Manchester does out of the timeout. Here's Nicholson, good passer from the top. Flare screen for Johnson, and that's off. And here comes Tindastoll, Augustin. Gavrilovic, one-on-one with Nicholson. Backs him down. Left-handed hook is good.
Wow, they cannot stop Gavrilovic at the moment. Look at that. This time on the post against Nicholson. Has his way.
Quick shot from Carey for 3, and that's good. Kyle Carey comes off the bench and knocks down the corner 3.
Well, he can be someone who's impactful, plays hard defense. He's a guy who will like to post up there in the corner and knock down the open 3 ball.
Gavrilovic drives left right by Nicholson. He misses. Manchester fortunate there. Nicholson really pressed up on Gavrilovic. Had the drive, but just a little too strong.
Well, he's a missed shot there, but I like his intent. Every time he catches the basketball, he's a threat. You see him attack the rim straight away. Look at this. Gavrilovic there on his weaker hand and going against a 7-footer. Couldn't quite get it to drop.
Augustin with the ball. 10 on the clock. Picks up his dribble. Now down to 2. He's going to have to get it up inside Gavrilovic. And that's a shot clock violation, so Manchester get the stop.
Good defensive set there from Manchester. A much needed stop. Already conceded 24 points with just under 2 minutes to play. And so far, Tindastoll getting what they want on offensive end.
There's Johnson. Carey fumbles at the half court. Drives right, gets in the paint, puts it up, and that's good.
Top finish there. Again, high percentage shot in the key.
Tindastoll right away lets it rip. That's off from Bjornsson. Manchester looking to run. Chance to cut it to 2. Johnson drives to the basket, puts it up, is blocked by Badmus. What a block. Here comes Tindastoll the other way. Badmus spinning, and that's going to be a foul on Carey. And what a play from Badmus. We talked about him in his highlight reel. Watch this here.
Wow, look at that. I like that. He remained patient, didn't jump to the last moment there. And the timing was perfect for that block shot there.
There's Badmus now on the free throw line. Misses the first. He's 1 for 3 so far from the free throw line. Second one up, and that's good. 5-point lead for Tindastoll. High-scoring first quarter in Iceland. Carey to Nicholson, kicks it back out to Johnson. In and out cross, pull-up jumper is good from Johnson.
It's a good sign. Jordan Johnson's one of these guys who's quick, he's athletic, he's an exciting player.
Kyle Carey in half court try to draw the charge, but is ruled a block, and they're in the bonus, obviously, so that's going to be another 2 free throws for Badmus. And Tindastoll don't waste any time pushing the ball up the floor on a make or a miss.
No, they've been excellent at that. And it's all started from Basil, who set the tone early. And foul trouble starting to mount up now. Kyle Carey, we saw him hit a 3 earlier in this quarter. He picks up his second foul along with Cleary. So 2 players there who are energy on defensive end. Could be sitting here for periods in the first half.
Badmus splits a pair. 26-22. Tindastoll. Carey wide open at the top, in and out. Doesn't go down, and Tindastoll have the rebound. Badmus pushes. Drives to the hoop. Throws it up, and that's good. And Badmus continues to shine.
Relentless. Unbelievable. Just sees an opportunity there, takes full advantage. 10 points personal now for Basil.
17 seconds left here in the first. 5-second differential on the shot clock. Johnson dribbling. It's in the lane. Left-handed shot won't go. Tindastoll have a chance here. Up ahead. Gavrilovic. The left-handed shot is good. As we end the first quarter, Ivan Gavrilovic with the finish.
Unbelievable. Pushing the basketball every opportunity. 3-second offense. Look at this. Great pass.
They really did a great job. Bjornsson pushed it up court. They recognized the time. And Gavrilovic has given Manchester all that they can handle here in the first. Back here in Iceland, at the end of the first quarter, it's 30-22 for Tindastoll. Remember, 125 points they put on the board last time in this arena. That was an ENBL record, and they're on pace for more of the same with 30 on the board.
Very different to that game, though, Rob. In that game, when they got 125 points on the board, they scored 19 three-pointers. They're not needing that today. 1 for 4 from the three-point line, yet they've scored 30 points in one quarter, which is incredible. It says to me this is a team that's pushing the basketball, and they're pushing it really well.
Manchester 10 for 21 from the field. Not too bad, but 2 of 8 from 3 to start. There's Johnson. Gavrilovic hedges out to stop him. Johnson throws a left-handed pass, and that's going to be a turnover out of bounds. The second turnover for Manchester. And Johnson gets it right back with a steal. Here comes Johnson. Puts it up ahead, and it's thrown down by Henry. So Johnson makes the play, and Henry finishes.
Wow, just like that. Manchester back in the mix there. Excellent individual defense there from Jordan Johnson. Thunderous jam there from King Henry.
Well, that's what you do when you turn the ball over. You go get it back, and Johnson got it back at half court. And we've seen Henry's athleticism on both offense and defense. Manchester got to be wary of the fouls. They got in the bonus a little too early in that first quarter. They already got one now. Gavrilovic, the left hand, drives. And that's a turnover. Good defense from Nicholson.
Yeah, good resistance there from the Manchester big. But you can see the intent there was just to attack.
There's Johnson. Drives. Puts it up. That's short. But Nicholson is there for the follow. The big man having an effect on both ends.
Yeah, good back-to-back plays from him. They're added value off the bench here for this Manchester basketball team.
Still aggressive, up and under, and that's good. And he's really nifty with those layups.
Yes, indeed. He's, along with his footwork there and technique, he's got a 6'8" frame there, so he's long. Quick first step as well.
12 points for Gavrilovic. 3 from the corner is up, and that's off. Manchester keep possession. Nicholson fumbles it. Here comes Badmus up the floor. Augustin inside to that man again. Gavrilovic. Good defense from Manchester after the turnover. Here's Badmus, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Badmus using the off arm.
Wow, well, he's had a really positive start as well, Badmus. 5 points personal for him. But on that occasion, his proactiveness just a little bit too aggressive there with a forearm.
Johnson getting some extended minutes here at the point. He came off the bench. Here's Azaboyan who's back in. Good pass. Added to Kazi from 3, and that's good. That's an excellent dish.
It is indeed, and Adukasi looking to contribute there off the bench, and Azaboyan, someone who has excellent vision there for a big man.
Gavrilovic, and that's good. A broken play finishes with that man scoring again. 14 now for Gavrilovic.
Goodness me. Offensive clinic.
Henry from that corner spot, and that's good.
Wow, when you're hitting threes, you can get yourself back into a game in a hurry, and just like that, it's 34-32. And Manchester are within striking distance.
Remember, Manchester started out 2 of 8 from 3. Come out here in the second quarter, shooting the ball much better. Gavrilovic inside, and he scores again. They can't do anything to stop this guy.
They can. Gavrilovic already a contender for Player of the Week, and we still have a whole half of basketball to go.
7 for 8 from the field. And here's a steal from Badmus out in the open floor. Slows down, puts it up. That's no good, but he was fouled. And Badmus will draw another foul.
Let's take another look at this one. I thought Adukasi does a really good job. You can just see that maybe just before he put his hands up. Badmus there shoots the ball in this contact.
A lot of subs being made now. Tindastoll will bring Basil back. Remember the hot start from him. 4 for 5 from the field with 8 points. Drangailis back in the game. Badmus back on the free throw line. And he hits the first. This is his 7th and 8th attempt from the free throw line already. And he hits the second. High tempo game here in Iceland. 3 minutes gone by here in the second. 38-32, the home side ahead. Johnson. Ducassi. Smith. And there's Badmus active on defense to knock the ball off Manchester and keep the possession.
Yeah, he's done a really good job there. I think he was undersized there, so he wanted to make sure he fronted that. Ducassi, before he caught the basketball, timed it perfectly.
rest on the bench, should be fresh. There's Gex wide open from 3, and that's good.
There's only one player in a Tindastoll shirt that's hit a three-pointer, and that's Gex, and now he's hit 2. Have to find him on the floor.
Manchester will take another timeout, and we talked about it off the top. Tindastoll, high-powered offensive team, and they have 41 on the board. ENBL action, an exciting season ahead. 21 different countries represented in this competition. And we're about as far north as we can go in this one. Tindastoll with the 9-point lead. There's Manchester out of the timeout. Azaboyan. That's right. 9 on the clock. Here's Jones. Spinning. Driving up and under move is good.
Tough play there from Jones. Wasn't in love with the offense though. Ball sticked really in that central position. Got to get Tindastoll to work a little harder on the defensive end.
The pressure here on Basil. Tindastoll forced all the way out towards half court. 9 on the clock. Basil, the quickness. And Gillis lets it fly. That's off. Good defensive possession for Manchester. Here comes Smith. And he draws the foul, and that's what you want coming out of a timeout. A bucket and a stop.
I think so, and Manchester are a team that can push the ball equally as fast as Tindastoll. They haven't done it so far in this game, but they're a team, they have athletes, good foot speed, and you think that you'd want to test Tindastoll now on the defensive end.
Tindastoll hot shooting. 16 of their first 22 made on the board. Basil 4 of 5. Gavrilovic 8 of 9.
Well, if this was a video game, you'd have that fire icon below him because he has been unbelievable.
Kazi passes up to 3. Looking to post up. Adekazi fires, and that's good.
Again, a lot of self-creation there, but Adi Ducassi this time taking matters into his own hands, knocking down that jump shot.
Badmus loses it. Another stop for Manchester. Jones tries to bounce pass, but Basil's there. Here he comes. The quick American. The lob up in the air, and Badmus throws it down. What a play from Basil.
Yeah, execution there from Tindastoll. Offensive transition. Turnover on one end results in another dunk on the other end.
Smith, Asaboyan, he'll let it fly from 3, and that's way off. Don't see too many of those from Asaboyan. Unfortunately for Manchester, it's a dead ball turnover. Those live ball turnovers, the Tindastoll team, as you saw in the previous possession. Here's the lob.
Wow, look at that. Put it on a plate. Badness with a jam.
3 assists for Basil to go along with his 8 points. There's Basil in the lane again. Has it deflected, and that knocked off him, it looked like. But yeah, this is going to go over to Manchester. Basil had a clear drive to the basket, but lost it.
Look at that, though. Defense coming over there. Also, Boyden came over. No reach in there, but it seems to have knocked the ball and flipped it off of Basil's hand.
70% shooting so far for Tindastoll. Manchester hanging around, though.
70%. Unbelievable.
Zaboyan, ISO, baseline jumper, set shot. That's no good. Not a lot of ball movement so far from Manchester. There's Basil. Gets it back out. No, Gillis. He'll let it go. That's short. Gillis saves it to Basil. Here's the quickness. Good steal by Smith. He read Basil's pass, and Manchester off and running. Smith to Cleary. Cleary driving, and Gex will be called for the foul.
Better offense there from Manchester. They pushed the basketball but didn't force the issue. You see multiple passes there on that possession. And again, it doesn't result in a score, but they do get Tindastoll to commit a foul.
Tindastoll 15 for 18 from 2-point range. Only 2 of 8 from 3.
Wow, they're finding something that's working, and that is in and around the rim. They've been prolific.
There's Jones. He does a good job of using that body as a guard to post up. We've seen that before, and he draws the foul on Bjornsson.
I like the aggressiveness there of Max Jones, and what this does now is Tindastoll on 14 fouls. So all fouls thereafter. Manchester will take trips to the free throw line.
Jones' first free throw is off. First year in professional basketball. 13.3 points per game in the ENBL so far in the 3 games played. He hits the second. 6-point lead for Tindastoll. Under 4 to go in the first half of an entertaining ball game. This man Basil, a really good start. Drives in the lane. Pull-up jumper, and that's off. And Manchester's defense much better last few possessions. Here's Smith up the floor. Backs down. Fades away. And that's good.
Great move there from Smith. He dribbled in the danger area there of the Tindastoll defense. Softest of touch.
Ooh, a good try by Asaboyan. He thought that was off Gavrilovic. But they're going to keep the ball here with Tindastoll. And give Manchester credit. They were down 41-32. But since then, on a 7-2 run, to keep the lead at 4. And we're going to have a timeout here, it looks like, on the floor. 43-39, Tindastoll. Remember, Tindastoll put 30 points on the board in the first quarter. They had a 30-22 lead at the end of 1, but Manchester's come back and cut this lead down with a strong second quarter, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah, just allowed 13 points so far for Tindastoll in this second period. You had to have found a way to stop this offense because there's the out-of-bounds call. I mean, when I first saw it, I did think that it was last off Tindastoll, but referee deems Tindastoll ball.
There's Basil, 10 on the clock. It's to the basket. Good deep, but Gavrilovic follows, and that's good. And Ivan Gavrilovic with the strong slam.
Goodness me. Gavrilovic, when you locks in, it's in. Even the missed dunks are dropping. You see him active on the glass, and he gets his just rewards because he's chasing down his guard.
18 points for Gavrilovic. Smith with a nice, nifty move in the lane. And Manchester's guards doing a good job getting in the paint and scoring.
They are, much like the Tindastoll's guards as well. Both teams have guards making good athletic decisions attacking the rim.
Basil, pull-up jumper. That's off. Asaboyan with another rebound. Here comes Manchester. Chance to cut it to 2 or 1. Go inside to the guard again. This has worked for them tonight. And Max Jones is too big down there.
Yeah, complete switch on traditional basketball. Usually it'll be a big guy, Asaboyan in the low block, but it's Asaboyan there at the top of the key, dribbling into the play, passing the ball down low to his guard, who finishes with a spin move.
9 points for Max Jones, and the lead is now down to 2 as Arnar Gudjonsson calls timeout, and Manchester really responded well here. Worried for them early with the points going in for Tindastoll, but their defense has really settled down.
I agree. Their intensity's been great. Their ability to be able to respond. As you say, they found themselves in a hole early, being a deficit of 9 points, but since the start of this second quarter, they've responded really well, just allowing Tindastoll 15 points so far in this quarter. Just to put that into context, they had 30 in the first quarter.
Talking to the coaching staff of Manchester before the game, they were really focused on that three-point line. They wanted to force Tindastoll to take more twos, and they've done that tonight. When you look at it, Tindastoll has taken 22 twos and 7 threes, only made 2 from three-point range.
And it's only been one guy as well. Gex is the only one really with 2 good looks where he was able to knock it down. Everyone else, over whatever they shot so far from the perimeter.
30 points in the paint for Tindastoll. 14 bench points for Manchester. The bench has been solid so far. Coming out of the timeout, let's see what Tindastoll runs. Good pressure from Henry. He's on that man, Gavrilovic. On the 10 on the clock. Zaboyan pokes it away. Jorgensen gonna have to make something happen. One-legged 3, and that's off. There's going to be a foul on Gavrilovic. And Manchester come up with another stop.
Excellent defensive possession there from Manchester. They've created a bit of chaos there. You see them pop the ball away a couple times, and which leads to a off-the-foot one shot from Bjornsson, which is a high degree of difficulty shot. And what that does is as well, a defensive
Well, welcome back. Sorry about the technical difficulties we had coming out of Iceland. Entertaining first half. Tindastoll 30-22 lead at the end of the first quarter. We're all over Manchester. But Manchester's defense in the second quarter was better, held them to 19. And now trail Tindastoll by 1.
It's been an incredibly entertaining half. Just when you thought Tindastoll had it all under control, an incredible start for them, 30 points in the first quarter. But it's Manchester basketball who were the stronger of the two teams in the second quarter. They readjusted defensively, made things a lot more difficult for Tindastoll, and as a result, got some easier shots on the other end of the floor. 26 points they were able to post in that second quarter. 1 point game here now, and all to play for in the second half.
Well, Manchester did a good job, obviously on the defensive end, but also scoring in the paint. Their guards went inside. P.J. Smith, Max Jones, scoring in the paint. Jones did a good job of posting up. Manchester 5 for 14 from the three-point line, and Manchester's done a really good job holding Tindastoll down on that three-point line. They're only 2 for 8.
Yeah, we spoke about this pre-tip-off, and that had to have been an identifiable game plan for Manchester basketball today, and that's to make sure Tindastoll doesn't feel good from beyond the perimeter, and they've done that so far, limiting their opportunities that they get from the three-point line.
49-48 halftime score. We'll be back soon from Iceland.
1,
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's looking bad. There you go. That one. Ain't no way you made this. We should have put money on it. Oh, shout out God. Watch out. Oh my God. Hey, this is unfair. Huh? Hey! Nah, you must have put less water in mine. It's landing, it's landing, but you see that? Hey, chill out. No, it's landing, but I keep. Oh my God.
Welcome back to Iceland, where Tindastoll lead Manchester 49-48. It's cold outside, 1 degree Celsius, but both teams shooting the ball well. It's warm in there. 58% for Tindastoll from the field, 55% from Manchester. Which defense, Ant, could slow the other offense down?
That is the question. Based on the scoreline, neither defenses are able to fully neutralize the other one's offense, but that was the turning point for Manchester. Remember, they had the early deficit that they had to chase, and defensively in that second quarter, where they're able to at least slow Tindastoll down, they're able to get back into this basketball game. And I think what from Manchester too, where those stops led to fast break points and easier shots there around the basket. And both sets of guards from both teams have been proactive and aggressively attacking the rim.
Both teams have done a really good job of scoring off turnovers. 9 for Tindastoll, 10 for Manchester. I thought Manchester's defense in that second quarter was really active. And they bring out Asaboyan and Henry and Cleary and really can make an impact with that athleticism.
Yeah, I think you're right, and they've got waves of players coming off the bench as well. Adidou Kassé likes to play active defense. Cole Carey also. So I think Manchester have that another layer. Special mention as well to Nicholson, the 7-footer there, who made some plays there on the defensive end. So Manchester are going to have to figure out a way here to make things difficult for Tindastoll.
We're underway in the third quarter. 1-point lead for Tindastoll. Here's Basil. He started out hot first half. And he goes right inside to Badmus, who did a good job in the first half of drawing fouls. Draws another one here.
Yeah, he was excellent. I think the British player wants to perform against a British counterpart. Do you say Irish passport, but British upbringing, or English upbringing, let's say. Badmus certainly showing us what he can do.
This will be his 9th and 10th free throw attempt already. He's made 6 out of the 9. He's got 10 points and hits the second, and he has 11.
Wow, tell me you're attacking the basket without telling me you're attacking the basket. Get to the line that many times. Fantastic proactivity there from Badmus.
It's like a little matchup zone here from Tindastoll, changing the defenses up to start the third quarter. Clock is down to 6. Manchester really haven't recognized it yet. Down to 3. Cleary's going to have to let it fly, and that's off. And good job coming out of halftime. Basil pushes it up the floor to Badmus. We've seen that combination before, offer misses, where Basil pushes, Badmus runs.
That's why it's so important for Tindastoll to get a stop, because when they do that, they're able to push that basketball before Manchester can set up on their defensive end. That zone seemed to shake Manchester on that play.
Basil with 5 assists. Badmus back to the free throw line again to hit the first. And we can hear the drums in the crowd constantly. It's a little atmosphere. Not the biggest building, but the fans are right on top of the floor. 4 quick ones for Badmus. Gives Tindastoll a 5-point lead back into this matchup zone. Manchester still outside. Jones going to let it fly from deep. And that's off. Basil with the rebound. Here he comes. Up the floor. Refuses the screen. Good slip. And that's another assist from Basil as Dragailis finishes for 2.
He's done really well there. Dragailis, usually he's known for his pick and popping, so after he sets the screen, he flares to the 3-point line, but this time just rejects the screen and gets the pass from his guard. Nice finish.
Dragailis commits the foul. Nicholson out on the floor to start the second half. He didn't start the game. Looks like Tindastoll maybe back to a man-to-man on this side out of bounds. Smith, 9 on the clock. Avoids the defender, kicks it back out. Cleary for 3, and that's good.
It's a big one, and I thought Tindastoll did a good job to get out of that, but Cleary knocks it down with confidence.
And Badmus right at the rim again. He's relentless.
That's a very apt way to describe him. He has been relentless. Every time he catches the ball, he's looking to make something happen. 15 points personal now for Badmus.
Cleary, how about another one? And that's good. Kyan Cleary goes back-to-back from 3.
Wow, 6 points. Just like that. Kyan Cleary closing the gap.
Drungailis, and that's off the glass. Nice two-man game from Gex and Drungailis.
This could be another source of offense now for Tindastoll. Drungailis was on 0 points at halftime. Now he gets 2 early baskets in this quarter. That could do the world of good for his confidence.
And Smith throws it out of bounds for the turnover. He had Cleary open there. He just threw it too high.
Goodness me, that wasn't even close. It's a very high pass there.
I thought you were going to catch that one.
I was ready.
You were moving. 10 quick points for Tindastoll. 2.5 minutes gone by in the third. 5-point lead. Remember, both teams 2-1 in this competition. Basil. Pull up 3. And that's good. Dedrick Basil off the dribble from 3.
That's a difficult shot there. Right in the grill of the defense. Basil. 13 points personal now for him.
13 points for Tindastoll here in just 3 minutes of play in the third. They had a hot start in the first as well. 7 on the clock, down to 6. Smith dribbling, pull up 3, and that's long. And that'll go over the backboard in another nice defensive possession with the matchup zone. Basil, always looking to push. Drives left. Tries to slip it to Drungailis, but just throws it out of bounds. He was open there.
Well, for all the pushing of the basketball, that's the 9th turnover for Tindastoll. And again, that can sometimes be the cost of playing that high tempo, additional possession basketball.
Coach Otten makes a sub after the 13 quick points on the board. He bring in Azaboyan. They're still in this matchup zone you see here. There's a running left-hand shot, and that's good. PJ Smith right to the cup.
Yeah, good first half. PJ Smith leading the scoring for Manchester at halftime. That takes him to 12 points personal now.
Gavrilovic is in the game. Remember, he had 18 in the first half. Basil refuses the screen. Gex, quick trigger, in and out. And Asaboyan with the rebound.
Manchester escape one there. Gex in the corner. You would bet on him making that one.
Asaboyan forces it into Jones. He's done a lot of good work in there. That doesn't go, and that's going to be off Tindastoll. And Manchester keep possession.
That's a great look inside from Asaboyan. As you say, Jones has done some really good work in there.
And timeout on the floor. 62-56. Tindastoll. 13-8 start to the third. Manchester called timeout. Coach Otten used his timeouts in the first half effectively. Stopped some runs from Tindastoll. Basil, 13 points, 7 assists so far. The point guard's been really dangerous pulling the strings for the Icelandic team.
He has indeed. He's got a good combination, is he, of that exciting fast basketball, but he's also got the experience He's played here before in Iceland. He's won championships in Iceland. So sort of a veteran leadership from him as well.
Manchester come out of the timeout. Let's see what they run on this out of bounds play. PJ Smith will inbound. Back out to Jones. Back to Smith in the corner for three. And that's good, and that's what you love. Great execution out of the timeout.
And that's it. And Manchester have responded. Every time they find themselves in a little hole or a little deficit, they've been able to respond in one form or another.
Mordzs travels, and Manchester get the turnover. He's surprised to see that call. The lane was wide open for him.
Was indeed. I think he maybe just took a step before he put the basketball down, but either way, it's another turnover. 10th one now for Tindastoll, and Manchester have an opportunity here to tie it or close the gap.
Smith, Asaboyan, back out from the corner, and that three is good from Kane Henry, and we're all tied.
Oh, they're getting contributions across the board now. It's Kane Henry with the open three. He's had a strong showing here. 10 points personal for him.
Gavrilovic driving left, and there's a steal from Jones. 2-on-1, comes up, uses the muscle, misses, and they don't capitalize on the opportunity. Here comes Basil. He's just going to pull up from three right away, and that's good. And a 5-point play right there. Basil makes a pay.
That's exactly it. The missed layup on one end, and then the 3-point conversion by Basil, and Tindastoll regain control here.
16 for Basil. 3-point lead, Tindastoll. There's Jones, puts his head down, muscling through, and he loses it. Here comes Badness in the open floor, and that's going to be a foul. Tindastoll asking for the intentional foul. I don't think that they're going to get that. You can see Coach Johnson has got the jacket off over there.
He does.
He's hyped up. Oh, there's a technical foul called. It's going to be one shot. I think it might be on Manchester. Not sure who that was. So Manchester turned the ball over, and maybe it was Jones. Not sure who got the technical foul, but Badmess will shoot one, and they'll get the ball back. 9 for 12 from the free throw line for Badmus. 15 points. And he misses the free throw. And the technical foul was on Max Jones. Visual dissent it looked like from me, but Manchester luck out and he misses the free throw. So here's Basil. Bjornsson. He hasn't got going yet. The left-handed quick trigger is off. And it goes over the backboard, out of bounds.
No, you're right. I think Bjornsson's just trying to get himself going there. The play before he pump faked the quarter ball and traveled.
11 points a game for Bjornsson. He's scoreless so far tonight. Manchester with the ball back. Here's Smith. He's been effective. Carey, the runner, off the glass. And that's good.
Wow, goal, Gary. And the defense did well to run him off the 3-point line, but those two long strides gets a lane to the basket. Nice finish.
5 points for Carey. We've seen him do that before, both domestically and internationally this season, where he comes in off the bench and makes an impact immediately.
I think the thing you like about Cole Carey as well, he's a player that makes the right plays. He very rarely does things that are outside the team structure.
Basil's just going to let it fly, and that's off. Asaboyan with the rebound. Manchester with a chance to take the lead. Asaboyan drives up and under, and I think they're going to call it on the floor. And almost like a running back with that strength as he powers through.
What do you think there? That was close. I thought he picked up the dribble. He was already in his 2 steps.
Always a tough call to make. And Asaboyan really does a good job taking big guys out on the perimeter and using that right hand to drive.
He does, yeah. He's so versatile in that sense.
3:38 to go here in the third quarter. Cleary, pull-up jumper is short. And Basil with another rebound. That's his 6th of the game. Triple-double watch for him. Badmus gets to the basket. Misses. Gavrilovic, ball fake, puts it up, and that's good.
I knew it wouldn't be too long before you said Gavrilovic for 2.
And a technical foul on Coach Otten. He was really mad about Gavrilovic. Thought he used the other arm to score. Now he's having to be controlled. Little hug there to calm him down. Don't want to get him tossed out. Good job on the side to contain him. But you saw him animated on the sideline.
Yeah, he must have saw something of significance. He's a coach that looks aggrieved right now.
Gavrilovic is 10 of 11 from the floor for 20 points.
Wow.
Here we'll see it again, Ant.
See that off the miss there, and again, good activity from Gavrilovic. And he's just been so efficient and effective around the rim.
You see, he really swung that elbow going up for the layup. And that's what Coach Otten was mad about. He's still barking towards the referee. Be careful here. I don't want to give this Tindastoll team any more free points. Remember, they're averaging 91 points per game in the competition. They already have 19 in this. Possession here for Manchester. They're down 4. Smith with the ball, pressured by Basil, but a good matchup in the backcourt tonight. Here's Smith. Took a shot to the face. He went right down. You see Basil coming over to help him out. Looks like he got hit in the eye there.
Yeah, he's still on the floor, and Tindastoll 14 fouls now. So again, a big crossover there, and you see Basil checking on him straight away to make sure he's okay.
He's going to have to come out of the game, it looks like. Jordan Johnson walking on the floor. And Smith has had a good game tonight. 15 points and 3 assists for PJ. Hopefully he's okay. Looks like wipe up the floor now. It'll be a side out of bounds for Manchester. 14 on the shot clock. Into Asaboyan. Tries to thread the needle inside. It's deflected away. Deflected back. Gavrilovic has it. From Gailis. At the top. Bjornsson will let it fly, and that's off. And there's Gavrilovic again. He doesn't even jump for that one and puts it in for 2.
Unbelievable. It looked like he didn't even shoot the ball.
That's a point. Good pass out to Cleary. Doesn't make. But Carey with the rebound. The left-hand shot is good. And there was a foul.
Nice activity there from Carl Carey. See the original miss there from Clearly, and Sky's up for that rebound, just the first to react there, and nice left-hand finish there from Carl Carey.
Carey coming off the bench to make an impact. 7 points so far for him. 18 points off the bench for Manchester tonight. They have 1 free throw here. He gets the bounce and cuts it to 3. 70-67, 2:24 to go in the third quarter. Bjornsson, Drungailis, Basil. Good pass inside to Drungailis, and Basil continues to find his teammates.
Yeah, really good team man game there, and good vision from the point guard there. Basil takes his assist to 8 now.
Jordan Johnson, he'll let it fly. That's off. Gavrilovic picks up the loose ball. Tindastoll up by 5. There's Bjornsson. Remember, he's scoreless so far. Defense here from Manchester, making him pick up the dribble. Shot clock down to 9. Bjornsson. Back out Dragailis. He's going to let it fly from 3, and that's off. And that's going to be a foul on Gavrilovic, and Manchester with a nice possession on defense.
Yeah, really good possession. Made things difficult there, and Tindastoll was forced into a shot clock winding down situation there, and Manchester secured the basketball, and more importantly, it'll give them a trip to the free throw line with Tindastoll being in the penalty.
Gavrilovic over the top. Added to Kasi. Takasi's first free throw is up, and that is good. Manchester 5 for 7 from the free throw line. 6 points for Takasi. And he hits the second, and the lead is down to 3. 1:33 to go in an entertaining ENBL basketball matchup. Here's Basil using that speed. Drives to the basket, and Carey says, get that out of here.
Wow, good defense there. Not too many players have been able to stop Basil on a trip towards the rim, and look at this. Basil thinks he's got a layup, and Cole carries the length there just too much.
Blocked that with the left hand. Dragailis, good ball reversal. Augustin inside to Gavrilovic. Gavrilovic keeps at it and scores again for 2. He now has 24 points.
It's dramatic in there, and you can see Manchester trying to swipe down to the board to steal it, but Gavrilovic just too strong.
12 for 13 from the field for Gavrilovic. Kasi drives, falls down. Tindastoll called for the foul. Here's the drive from Kasi.
Yeah, tough goal there. I think Andrew Kasi does the right thing, though. He's the aggressor there. He's the one attacking the rim.
Manchester doing a pretty good job of hanging around. Every time Tindastoll tries to put some distance between them, they come right back, and it's been their bench that's been effective here. Carey added to Kasi, really putting pressure on the Tindastoll defense.
Yeah, the Manchester outfit have been resilient in Iceland here today. Do you say every time you feel Tindastoll gets a foothold in this game, Manchester is able to respond?
59 seconds left. Second free throw's up, and that's good. And the lead is down to 4. PJ Smith back on the floor after taking that hit to the eye. Him and Johnson will both play together now in the backcourt. There's Basil. Ahead Gavrilovic. That left hand kicks it back out. Augustin muscles his way through, scoops it up, and that's good.
Wow. I didn't see that one again. Looked like a lot of steps there to the basket, but it was an unorthodox finish, but nonetheless a very impressive one.
Back there, Augustin. Finish. 6-point lead. Kasi looking to drive again. Goes baseline. Reverse layup is good. And Kasi really effective here in the third.
Yeah, he's done a really good job of attacking the rim as well. On that occasion, doesn't get fouled, but converts the 2-point play on the baseline.
8 seconds left in the third quarter. Basil will run it down, one-on-one. Drives right, behind the back, and that goes off of his foot. And the ball will go over to Manchester. 5th turnover for Basil. And Manchester will have a chance to cut into this lead a little more. Johnson to inbound in front of his bench, a long way away from the hoop. Fires it in. Had it to Kasi, back to Johnson. And his shot is no good. And that's the end of the third quarter. Tindastoll win that quarter 27-24 and will head into the fourth with a 4-point lead.
Well, again, some heavy production there offensively from Tindastoll. 27 points. They like to play with that fast pace. You know, when you compare it to the 2 other quarters, Tindastoll have won both of the quarters that have been high scoring. Manchester have to figure out a way now to slow this team down.
Manchester's done a pretty good job of scoring themselves, and they're shooting over 50% from the field, close to 40 from 3 and 9 threes on the night. But they just haven't been able to slow this high-powered Tindastoll offense down. Let's see what happens in the fourth. Well, we're underway here in the fourth. 76-72. Tindastoll in the lead. Smith kicks it out to Carey, wide open for 3, and that's short. Good look from Carey there.
Yeah, really good look. I think he'd won that one back. Positive start from Manchester, getting a quality look there.
There's a blocking foul called on Carey. He tried to jump in the way. Watch him here, jump in front. And that's going to be a foul. Bergeson. Looks like he took a knock to the thigh there. Those hurt.
Those do, especially when it's 1 degree outside.
Well, Manchester, long trip up to Iceland. Done pretty well here to hang around. Game's still in the balance here. 9:37 to go. Badmus, he'll let it fly from 3, and that's good. Badmus can make it from inside and outside.
Wow, that's a big one. Difficult shot as well. Didn't have a lot of time to get that one off. That's his first 3-point attempt here today.
Maybe they gave him a 2 on that, it looks like. 78-72. Maybe he was on the line. P.J. Smith uses the strong body to finish for 2.
Yeah, good move there, and that's what they're going to need for him to be aggressive in this final quarter.
17 on the night for Smith. He's had a really good game. And this man, Gavrilovic, 24 on the night for him. And there's a steal. Here comes Manchester in the open floor. Smith keeps the dribble, kicks it out. Kyle Carey lets it fly. That's no good. Little man Johnson tries to keep it alive. Badmus comes up the floor like he's done a lot today. Really pushes the ball up the floor. Smith guarding him. Bergeson into Gavrilovic. He slips out of that screen well, and the ball's knocked off by Kane Henry, but Gavrilovic has every shot in his bag.
That's it. The ball just fell right back to his hand, and Gavrilovic again with the bullseye accuracy knocks it down.
26 points, and Henry's going to let it fly from 3, and that's good. Kane Henry with the range.
He was a couple feet there off the line. Deep one there from Kane Henry.
And that ball is thrown out of bounds, and Manchester, whenever they have a chance here to, whenever Tindastoll has a chance to extend the lead, Manchester continue to come back and fight. And Henry was not known to have that kind of range. Felt good and let that one go, and the lead is down to 3.
Oh, he's another British player that just came into this team with a strong resume. He's been injured to start of the season. As
Jones drives to the basket, blocked by Gavrilovic. Bjornsson will let it fly. He continues to be cold, misses again. Up ahead to Jones. Will just let it fly from 3. Quick shot. Does it go? And now we go back and forth. Here's Badmus. He's been tough on the open floor today. Drives to the hoop, scoops it up, and what a move from Badmus.
Yeah, that's a better shot from Badmus. You see 2 completely different outcomes there in the quick shot in transition. And Badmus just has made very few errors today. He's in an exceptional game.
17 for Badmus. Cleary is going to be called for the travel. Manchester will turn it over. Manchester today have turned the ball over 10 times. Tindastoll's done a good job scoring off turnovers. 14 points off turnovers for them. There's Basil. He's back in the game. He has 17 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. Houston, Texas native. Gets the ball back. 12 on the clock. Spins. Gets in the lane. Floats it up. It just leaves it short. Good move. Just couldn't finish. Smith dancing. Cleary. To the left. Bounce pass. Asaboyan. Back out. Corner 3 is on the way. And that's good. And Kane Henry is on fire from beyond the arc.
Asaboyan does such a good job to find Kane Henry the ball. He knows his teammates made one previously.
There's a quick 3, and that's off. And Manchester with a chance to tie or take the lead. Henry finishes for 2 at the hoop, and we're all tied.
Yes, we are, and just like that, Kane Henry with 5 points in a row. Evens it all up.
18 for Henry. 4 threes on the night. Basil, he's wide open for 3, and that's off. A good rebound from Cleary. Basil just tries to pick his pocket there, but he's going to be called for the foul. And Manchester now with a chance to take the lead.
I mean, Basil's been someone who's been active on both ends of the floor there. Probably perhaps a little too aggressive there on that stealing of the ball.
He would have thought that was clean. You could tell by his reaction. He has 2 steals already on the night. That's his 2nd foul. And Max Jones with the ball. Under 6 to go in the 4th. 82-82. An entertaining game here in Iceland. Smith dancing. Step back 3 is off. Gavrilovic with the rebound. That's rebound number 10 for Gavrilovic. Remember, he has 26 points as well. Basil in the paint. Quick 3 from Getz, and that's good. And he's got such a quick release.
He does, and he's been a guy looking to make those shots. He's 3 for 6 now from the 3-point line.
9 assists for Basil. 85-82. Smith back out to Cleary. He lets it fly, and that's good. And the 3s are going in on both ends.
Or indeed, and Kyle Cleary, 15 points for him now.
Basil with the drive to the basket, blocked by Asaboyan. There's a steal. Gex just lets it fly, no conscience. There's that man Gavrilovic hanging around the basket, and he scores for 2.
There's just been no remedy whatsoever for what Gavrilovic can bring here today.
28 points now for Gavrilovic. 14 to 16 from the field. Jones, he's going to let the 3 fly, and that's off. And Tindastoll now with a chance to extend the lead, but Badmus loses the ball out of bounds. Manchester will get the ball back. Badmus plays so quick. He was trying to come up the floor, but just forgot the ball.
And that's the downside, isn't it, of playing quick basketball. You're always going to be susceptible to turning the ball over. And this has been one of those games for Tindastoll. 15 turnovers for them today.
Well, timeout on the floor. We're coming down to the last part of the ball game here. Should be an entertaining one here in Iceland. Timeout from Manchester. Coach Otten's done a really good job with his timeouts tonight. They've come out of those timeouts and been very successful with what they're going to do. Let's see what they do here. Manchester have outscored Tindastoll 13-11 here in the fourth. Down by 2. They'll have the ball on the side. Smith, Henry, Jones, Osaboyan, and Cleary on the court. Here's Smith. Pick and roll, Osaboyan. Back out to Henry. He's been hot from behind the 3. He misses this one. Augustin with the rebound. Here's Basil. To Badmus. It's been an impressive combination today. 10 on the clock. Basil. He's open from 3. He'll let it fly. That's short. Good rebound from Cleary. Look from Basil. Just didn't knock it down. Here's Smith. Probing. Getting in the paint. Puts it up and he draws the foul. Clever play from Smith.
Yeah, good use of his body there and kind of kept his dribble alive and got in the pocket there with that defense.
And that might be the 4th foul on Gavrilovic. You see the assistant coach running up to Good Johnson to let him know if it is number 4. Be interesting call whether or not they keep the high-scoring Serbian on the floor. Smith hits the first free throw to cut it to 1. He can tie it here. 18 for Smith. Misses the second. Basil gets his 7th rebound. 1-point game, 3:39 to go. Tindastoll led for most of the way, but Manchester fighting back right in it here. Augustin, left-handed drive. Ball fake. Back out, Gex for 3. That's off. Augustin with the rebound. And he is fouled. Gex had a good look, but Augustin did a good job with the offensive rebound.
And that's what kills them on that occasion. The offensive rebound, they hold their nerve there. The resistance is enough on the initial defensive set. Just not able to come up with that defensive rebound.
And there are going to be 2 shots here. Coach Otten, you can see him protesting on the sideline, wondering why it's 2. Here's Julius Augustusson. He is off, but he gets the bounce to knock it down. 13 of 17 from the line tonight for Tindastoll. Second one's up, and that's good. And now a 3-point lead for Tindastoll. Referee calls timeout to head over to the table. I'm not sure what this is about. We're set up for a good finish here, Anthony.
We are.
An entertaining game. I think they're going to take a look at one of those last plays. They're reviewing something, so that's why we'll have the timeout. Gives both coaches a chance to talk to their team. Gives Coach Otten a chance to set up a play here. It's going to be his ball. Down 3. Important possession for Manchester.
Well, this is it now. Every single possession, the importance is magnified. Every little thing will count now to the outcome of this game.
I'm not sure what they're reviewing. Both teams having good success shooting the ball. 53% for Tindastoll, 51% for Manchester. Let's see if we can get some word on what the rulings. Maybe they're looking at that play. I'm not sure whether it was a 2 or a 3. I know Badmus got a 2 on that one. That seems like a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, yeah.
Not so sure. Just trying to make sure they get it right. See the crowd all on its feet here. Hoping for the home victory. But give Manchester credit. It hasn't been smooth sailing at all, but they've hung around and have given themselves an opportunity here in the fourth to get the job done.
That's it. Sometimes that's when you're the away team, you're the traveling team. Remember, this Manchester basketball team have just traveled 2,405 miles to get to Iceland, and here they are now with an opportunity to capture a road win with 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go.
Here we go. PJ Smith with the ball. It's now a 4-point game, so they must have gave him a 3 on that one. They've added a point to the score. Wow, hard to tell. You see the point, the change, and look at the drive to the basket by Cleary, and he draws the foul.
So the play they were reviewing for Badmus, which was quite a while ago, that was the additional point there. As you see, Cleary attacked the baseline.
Well, we thought it was a 3 when he let it go before, so we were surprised that it was 2. And it's interesting, though, how long it took to get it right, but maybe they got it right. So here's Cleary now on the free throw line. His first trip today. Hits the first. 16 for Cleary. Chance to cut this lead down to 2. Two clutch free throws from Cleary. Tindastoll have the ball with the 2-point advantage. 3-minute mark here in the fourth. Hazel to Badmus. Badmus drives, and he's fouled by Jones. That quickness from Badmus, tough to deal with here. Jones just didn't get his feet moving in time.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where he wanted to be aggressive off of that pick. But as you say, just couldn't quite get those feet moving fast enough for a very attacking, quick Badmus.
Augustin. Clock down to 6. Hazel's got to make something happen. It's the switch with Azaboyan dancing. He's going to let it fly, and that's off. Ball kept alive and knocked out of bounds, and Manchester gets the stop that they need there. And now we'll have a chance to tie or take the lead.
Yeah, importantly, with that stop as well, they've secured, well, I say they've secured, but they've prevented Tindastoll from grabbing an offensive rebound. That's somewhere where they've been really good today, Tindastoll on the boards. 40 rebounds against 23 to Manchester.
Manchester with a chance to tie or take the lead. Here's Henry's been hot from 3. Here's Jones inside. Asaboyan backs him down, has the matchup. Drives, kick back out. PJ Smith drives left. Step back jumper. And that's good. PJ Smith hits the jumper, and we're all tied.
Big time move there from PJ Smith. Left dribble hard. Creates the space with a step back dribble. And gets it to rattle home.
We've seen Smith go to that left-hand step back many times this season. He's got 20 points on the night. Really effective guard play tonight. Gavrilovic with 5 fouls now is out of the game. We have him for 5, so let's see. We'll have to take a look at that. We didn't really get full confirmation on that, but we'll see what happens out of the timeout.
That's huge. 28 points, 11 rebounds from him. And especially if you've got yourself a tight game here, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. This goes into overtime. You look at the other big guy for Tindastoll as well, John Gailis. He has 4 fouls personal.
And the Tindastoll fans trying to rally their team here. They've been outscored in the fourth, 18-14. They've led most of the game, but Manchester's never let it get away too far, and have fought all the way back to 90-90. Coming up on the 2-minute mark here in the fourth. Basil out of the timeout, and that's an offensive foul on Badmus.
I thought so. You know, spent a lot of my career setting screens, and I think Badmus has done very little wrong here today, but that is not a good screen.
And that's what happens when guards try to set those screens. Look at this side of ghost screen there, where he kind of misses the defender. Didn't work out. And they go right into Asaboyan. He spins, he fades away, and that's no good. And the call is made on the other side of the floor. And you could see the disapproval from the coaching staff.
It's a tough one. The arms are good. The arms are up and straight, but the defender is progressing. towards the offensive shooter there. Contact on the body.
Asaboyan has had his struggles from the free throw line in ENBL play.
He's not a natural free throw shooter, I would say.
45%. First one up, and that's long. Almost went down with the bounce. So have another one. 1:58 to go. Second one on the way. And that's good. And Manchester have taken the lead here with 1:57 to go.
They haven't been able to break that barrier. Now they finally do.
It's the same play. Basil falls down. Manchester picking up that athletic defense. They're all the way out to half court. 10 on the clock. Basil's going to have to make something happen. Drives to the lane. Comes over and blocked by Cleary. What a play.
Unbelievable. You think that he's got the lane, but Cleary comes over and swats that one out.
Fifth block on the night for Manchester. 6 on the clock. Augustin drives, and Max Jones is going to be called for the foul. The shot goes in, but that's after the foul. Max Jones tries to reach around, hits the ball, but he's called for the foul. And that's going to send Ragnar Gustafsson to the free throw line.
Gustafsson's had one of those games today where it's been difficult for him to really impact it. Ordinarily averages 12 points.
Not shooting free throws, not in the team fouls yet, so they'll take the ball on the side. Basil with the ball. Tindastoll down by 1. Picks up his dribble. Ball knocked away. Badman's in trouble here behind half court. 3 on the clock. He's going to have to let it fly. Pull up 3. On the way. Good defense for Manchester. They get another stop. 1:20 to go. Manchester by 1. Smith calls the play. Inside, and there's a steal by Basil, and he is fouled. TJ Smith tried to force it in to Asaboyan, and great read from Basil with the steal, and he should be going to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, and they're trying to get the ball into Asaboyan because they're trying to play through him. He's a guy who makes good decisions when distributing the ball. He's got 6 assists so far here today. What that does is it results in a turnover. 11th turnover for Manchester.
Basil on the foul line for 2 shots. First one's on the way, and that's good. His 18th point of the night. He has 7 rebounds and 9 assists. Second free throw with a chance to give Tindastoll the lead. That free throw is good, and Tindastoll up by 1.
Impressive stat line from Basil today, isn't it? Triple-double watch.
Impressive game from Smith. He's in the backcourt now. Cleary drives left to the hoop, puts it up, and that's good. Asaboyan did a great job to screen his man, and Cleary finished for 2.
He did exactly that, and hard lobbing drive left for Cleary, and nice finish with the right.
Basil flips it up, and that's good. Slippery Basil finishes for 2.
Both teams going pound for pound here now, and this is where your stars shine the brightest.
94-93, 35 seconds left. Here's Smith. Drives left. Back out. Cleary for 3. That's off. Good job, Asaboyan, to keep it alive. Manchester have it. Inside. Asaboyan kicks it back out. Deflected to Smith for 3. That's off. Asaboyan, good pass inside. Shot is up, no good. Tindastoll with the rebound. They're going to have to foul. And the foul is on Basil. And Manchester had many opportunities, but they just couldn't get it to go.
I thought that was an exceptional pass there from Asaboyan. And I think it was Cleary who got the ball there underneath the rim. Let's have another look. It's the initial 3-pointer by Cleary. Look at this rebound. Tap. Another opportunity here. Oh,
back to live play here. Basil on the free throw line. Hits the first. 2-point lead. It'll be interesting to see if he hits here. What Tindastoll do? Will they foul? Still got one more to make to give him the 3-point lead. Hits them both. And it'll be a timeout from Manchester. Tindastoll 96. Manchester 93 with 11 seconds left.
Oh, here we are. How big could that have call been as well when they've overturned the 2 to a 3? You know, we're talking about a game here, a game of margins. Every single point, every single possession. Such importance.
Well, Manchester's going to need a 3 here. 12 for 34 on the night from three-point range. Henry with 4 of those threes. PJ Smith with 3 of them. So they have options. It'll be interesting to see what Tindastoll do now. Will they foul him to put him on the line or let it play out?
It's always that question, isn't it? In hindsight, it's only really the true measure that tells you whether you got that answer or that choice, correct or incorrect.
There's 11 seconds left, so Manchester could conceivably get a quick 2 and foul and still have an opportunity. And they have the choice now whether to take it in the backcourt or the front court. They're going to take it in the front court. And this is what you want. 3-point game, 11 seconds to go. Crowd on their feet. Both teams 2-1 in the competition. Chance to go 3-1 with a victory here. Gary Limbaugh. Throws it out of bounds, and just a long pass where no one was.
I think he was so concerned about turning it over, either that be an interception or a 5-second violation.
I thought that Cleary was open coming around the second screen. I think they sent Smith around for the first one and Cleary for the second. But Kyle Cleary had too much on that pass. And now Tindastoll will call the timeout so they can advance the ball and get the ball in. Here's the replay.
Yeah, look at this. I just don't think he felt like he had enough options and overthrow the ball.
Way out, it's way too long with that pass. And that's a part of the game that's very valuable at end of games. We've seen it time and time again. You really need someone that makes the right pass in the out-of-bounds play. You could draw up the best play possible, but it has to be executed with a good pass. And it's going to be the same here on the other end now for Tindastoll. They'll just have to get the ball in. Here's the play they tried to run.
Maybe screens aren't being set that well as well. And again, it just seems to be not the type of intensity and execution you'd expect on a last play of a game.
Tindastoll take the ball out of bounds. Peter Bergeson will inbound. Badness loses it, but there was a foul, and she went right through his hands. And that could have been disastrous for Tindastoll. Both teams struggling here at the end of the game to get the ball in bounds.
Goodness me. That could have been so very different, couldn't it?
Badness will have a chance to go to the free throw line. He's been there a lot tonight. He's 9 for 13. 9.9 seconds left. First one's up and good. 21 points for Badness. Now they have a 4-point lead.
He's been excellent today, Badness.
Second one is up and good. 9 seconds left. Quick trigger 3 is up and good from Henry. Manchester not going away. Get the ball in bounds. Badness is fouled. Not sure. Another guy hit the deck when the ball was out of bounds. The referees will talk here, I think. Oh, so he's going to call one-shot foul on number 3, Azaboyan, because the ball was still out of bounds. So Tindastoll will take this free throw and get the ball back.
Yeah, which is disastrous when you run out of time here. Oh, yeah, it's relatively easy call for the ref too, isn't it?
He's wrapped his arms around him. Kane Henry with that last 3, his 5th of the night. Now Gustafson will take the free throw. First one up and good. He only has one, remember. Now they'll get the ball back underneath the basket. Dangerous place to take it out. And I think the coach will call timeout and probably move it up the floor if he can and get away from his basket.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a smart play to do there. And this is where Manchester need some fortune here now in addition to some more luck.
If you're Manchester now, it's got to be all about denying the inbound pass. Still only down, 3. So it could get the ball back and hit that 3, but they got to do everything they can to deny the inbound pass. And how about this crowd tonight? They've been on their feet from start to finish. The drummer, we've loved his tunes over here tonight. He's got us fired up, and there is something about that small venue with the crowd on top of you that is great to play in.
Yeah, looks like a fun environment, and both teams have treated us to an exceptional game. Really has been fantastic.
Okay, Tindastoll just has to get the ball and bounce here. Ball comes in, and there's the quick foul. And that'll be on Gex. And just under 5 seconds left. If he makes one of these, that'll probably be it for Manchester.
He's had a good shooting game today, 2 for 2 from the free throw line.
And he's way off on that first one, backing up on the free throw. So Manchester still alive here. It'll be interesting to see if Tindastoll fouls if he misses it. Manchester have a lot of guys with some range. Second one's up, and that's good, and that's a 4-point lead. Tindastoll should probably just get out of the way here. Smith's last second 3 is off, and that's the end of the ball game. An entertaining one here in Iceland. Tindastoll will go to 3-1 in ENBL play with a 196 victory over Manchester.
You see what it means to everyone in that building, along with head coach Johnson, who's delighted to be able to get out of there with a win. And from the very start, I thought Tindastoll had that blistering pace, 30 points for the first quarter. They were neutralized a little in the second, but they were able to continue to put points on the board. The backcourt was superb today. Basil and Badmus combined 45 points, and they were just active.
And don't forget about Gavrilovic.
How can you?
In 25 minutes, he had 28 points and 11 rebounds. Manchester kept fighting. They had a couple opportunities late they'll be disappointed about. The turnover, the missed shots around the basket, but a great effort from them on the road. They shot 50%, 36% from 3, 20 points for Smith, 19 for Cleary, and 21 for Henry.
Yeah, it was an excellent contribution across the board for everyone who stepped on the court today for Manchester basketball. 24 bench points that they got here today as well, so they had contributions from guys bringing waves of energy from the second unit there, but it just wasn't to be today. You felt like they were always chasing the game as well, and finally they broke through there and took the lead, and for a very brief period in that fourth quarter, but a very resilient Manchester team just couldn't quite get over the hump against this very exciting, offensively gifted Tindastoll team.
Well, hugs all around from the coaching staff. Arner Johnson has his Tindastoll team, and they're going in the right direction in ENBL play. Remember, they lost the last game they played, but they come back here to get the home victory as the crowd serenades the team.
Wow, they look like they're ready to continue the party.
Well, that's going to be it here from Iceland. An entertaining game. Tindastoll with the victory over Manchester, 100-96. I'm Rob Paternostro, along with Anthony Rowe. We wish you a good night.